Hey everybody, got some of your messages. Where are the videos? Everything okay with you? I am here. I needed to spend some much needed time with God. I can't give you what I don't get, but He has been blessing me, and I hope that this word blesses you. When God calls you to something bigger than yourself, it's usually uncomfortable in an area of weakness that you don't want people to see because you don't feel qualified for it. I call this a limp. And so, in my case, having cancer left me with a weakness that changed my life. So, getting in front of this camera in an audience and recording videos was not only scary, but it was also challenging for me because when all you can see is your limp, the struggle, or for some people, the pain, it's hard for you to believe or see anything other than that limp that you've carried for years, that insecurity that you've carried for years. But God sees you greater than the limp. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. That's what the Bible says. And lean not to your own understanding. And in all of your ways, acknowledge Him. And that means involve Him in everything that you care about. And then He will direct your path. So we were taught to be independent, to suffer in silence. And we see this every time you see somebody's not okay and you're like, you good? And they respond, I'm fine, I'm good. But clearly you can see they're not, because we find a way to make ourselves okay. But God is saying you don't have to do that. You don't have to take matters into your own hands. Surrender it to me. Give it to me. Whatever the inadequacy you may have about yourself, let me tell you, God has already factored those into the equation for your destiny and for your purpose. He sees all, He knows all, and He cares about everything that you care about. He is not concerned about whether you have the skills or the lack thereof. He just wants to know, are you willing to trust Him? Trust Him with your heart. Trust Him with your fears and the things that you can't control. And will you believe Him and not the years of the brokenness and not the limp that you see? God is not looking for a perfect and polished person out here. He wants the messiness of the limp to use for His glory. Listen, we'll be more impactful with the limp than if we try to hide it. This is how you become a leader and a follower at the same time. And then you make a decision that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, even with the limp. Do you guys ever see those hair transformation videos for women and men on YouTube where the clients had so many empty spaces from baldness and broken ends, brokenness on their hair from years of unhealthy growth? Listen to what I'm saying. From locks or hair loss that they thought, well, this is just how life is going to be for the rest of my life. My hair is just broken and it's bald. But then they made a decision to go to a master barber or a master stylist. They got into the hands of one of them who specializes in balding and brokenness, and then they turned them into masterpieces. That's called transmogrification. It's when turning someone or something unrecognizable, where you got to do a double take and be like, is that who I think? I can't even recognize that person. When that happens, oh my God, that's when you realize the chains have fallen off of me and I am no longer connected or identified with the limp. And at some point, it was during my surrender that they fell off. And I don't even know when that happened. That's because greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. Listen, God has complete confidence in you because he's already tested you. He's tested the product. You know, when they test products to see if they're working properly, for some companies, well, a lot of companies, that's all they do is test before they release it to the public. They have people test them to make sure all things work together for good. It's for good and not for the good to them who are called according to his purpose. Read Romans 8:28 again, because there is no the in there, because everything about you works. Everything about you works. You ain't gotta hide it. Everything about you works. And if you notice in all the scriptures that I previously shared, the key word in all of them was all. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. All things work together for good. And look at this. Let your light so shine before men that they see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So all of this, everything that goes on in your life, in my life, is for good and for his glory. So no more limiting yourself to the limit of what you can see and what you think you're controlling. Let all of that go. Let it go, because it's not serving you any purpose, okay? When you let it go, you'll be able to see God's all things. You'll be able to trust God's all things. Then you'll be able to work and do all things. Don't be afraid to be who you were destined to be before the brokenness. Let God remind you of who you were before all of that stuff started invading your life. And then let him unleash the unbroken you. And then guess what? They'll be afraid of you, because the unbroken you is the transmogrification of you. It's the unrecognizable you. So say yes to it and get ready for it, because it is here and it's waiting on you. So I hope and I pray that you were blessed and you were strengthened by the word. I'm praying for you. Be praying for me. Continue to have a great day on purpose. Have a great week on purpose. Okay, bye.